Get ready to feel the urge to aggressively headbang so hard that you accidentally smash it into your keyboard in Metal Hellsinger, a game where you fill demons full of more lead than paint had before 1978 and get heavy metal blasted into your ears 24/7 while frantically trying and likely failing at keeping your actions on beat with the song. Here's the story. You are a being called the Unknown. You jump into hell because you have a score to settle. Well, since it's hell, you magically lose what you love most. Your voice. This makes you even more angry than you were because now you can't scream in your deathcore band and you're only 1 gig away from hitting it big this time. You swear. So you lash out by killing anything that has the audacity to exist within 100 miles of you. This made this big jolly bag of bones here mad. Apparently he's the ruler of hell and they call him the judge. He put your little red ass in timeout, which made you even more mad. And now you're on a bloody fury-fueled quest to get your voice back, settle your score, and escape from hell. Now accessibility. You can play Metal Hellsinger with a controller or mouse and keyboard. There is no multiplayer, which is a damn shame. You can play this Paladin's wet dream on any of these consoles. And lastly, the menu settings. Pause, slow down, etc. Something to note is that there's an audio-video calibrator like in Guitar Hero, in case anyone was wondering about that. But are the graphics drippy or iffy? Well, they're somewhere in the middle favoring drippy. Not a AAA title, so I'm not expecting it to be crazy in that department, but the only really bad part in my opinion is the lighting and the enemy model textures. They look a little janky at times, but that's really nitpicking. Aside from that, it looks fine. Not spectacular, just fine. Here's the system requirements. Now let's talk mechanics. You can do a dash, you can jump, you can double jump by flapping your greasy bat wings, you can switch between weapons. Once you deliver a sufficient enough ass whooping to an enemy, you can perform a finisher which gives you back some HP. This gold bar is your ultimate charge. Fill it up by racking up assault charges and then use your ult. Your ult is different depending on which gun you have equipped, more on that later. Shoot these throbbing crystals to make them go boom. This is your fury bar. You build it up to 16 by performing actions on beat with the music. These little white arrows are visual representation of the beat. Match your actions to it when they sync up and you gain fury. Each level of fury increases your damage, increases the rate that you gain fury, and when you get to max fury, adds vocals. Getting hit or missing beats causes you to lose fury. The whole gameplay loop is pretty much get in a level, create a very busy day for the morgues of hell by slaughtering everything, find the boss, fight the boss, kill the boss, unlock some bullshit, and see how trash you were. There are no friendly NPCs or anything to interact with. There's no puzzles, there's not really much to do aside from killing everything you see. There are challenges, which the game calls torments. In a torment, you go into an arena and you guessed it, slaughter dudes. Torments have objectives that must be completed in a certain amount of time to successfully complete it, and you usually get some extra time when you kill shit the right way. However, there's usually some kind of twist, like these. Completing a torment earns you a sigil. More on these later. There are 3 difficulty settings. You have Lamb, for those of you that still wear your little footy pajamas to bed. Goat, for those of you who like goats. And lastly, Beast, for those of you who would rather hop a fence and open the gate right next to it. The hardest part about the game is keeping your actions on beat with the song to get fury. If you're not used to rhythm games like Banjo Hero, it'll make you want to headbang while you're 2 inches from a concrete wall. Let's take a look at the members of the about to be a dead-ass bitch club, the bad guys. The bulk of the army of hell is made up of these fodder zombies. There's a shit ton of them, but they're pretty weak. A newborn kitten swinging a baseball bat can kill them. You have the jumpy knife guy. He's green, he's mean, and
he needs some milk.
Claw-armed shooty hood guy who stands there waiting patiently for you to come slaughter him and takes pot shots at you while he waits. Then you have Lanky Larry. He jumps and he has a hook for a hand, so he's always ready to go fishing or flay the flesh of sinners. There's more too, but you get the gist. A decent variety of unique enemies. However, boss variety is not very cash money. Pretty much every boss is a different version of this dumbass Flappy Bird reject. Each one has different mechanics at least, so that's a plus. Here are some of those mechanics. They'll shoot some orange balls in a different pattern. They'll throw some lightning on the ground. They'll fire a laser. There isn't really much in the way of loot or pickups. You just got these hexagon things that increase your fury, some green wall crystals that give you health if you eat them, and then there's these skull jar things which really just serve the purpose of helping you keep your fury stacked when there's nothing living around for you to cause pain to. There's a good variety of weapons in Metal Hellsinger, and as mentioned earlier, each of them have a different ult, such as making some demonic sushi with the sword ult. Use the shotgun ult to shoot one really strong projectile. Use the pistol ult to practice for the tune-in exam by leaving a shadow clone behind who shoots at your enemies. And the skull shoots lightning at shit to stun it, but doesn't work on bosses, so fuck off I guess. There are also sigils which you can equip 2 of before a level. As mentioned earlier, you get sigils from completing torments, and they're basically perks. Sadly, however, there is no multiplayer in this game. Would make a cool co-op shooter. We didn't find any glitches or bugs while playing, so that's always a plus. Some cool shit to mention though is that the fire jets and other things in the background are synced with the music. Overall, the game is fun. Aiming while running around and trying to constantly pay attention to the beat and avoid shit getting thrown at you. The claws, the daggers, the big ass hooks, all of that stuff being swung at you is challenging, and to me those are the two most important things in the game. Big shout out to the music, just listen to it for a second. If you're a metal fan, a Guitar Hero fan, and a shooter fan, you will like this game. If you do not enjoy heavy metal, you will probably not enjoy this game. Story is generic, could be more unique. Bosses could definitely be more unique, and regular enemies they could be more of. Graphics are good, but not great. The pros outweigh the cons highly, and again, it isn't a AAA game, so I'm not expecting a AAA product in any aspect of it. They hyper-polish the combat and gameplay while not going ham on other shit, which is fine. On our patented 0 to 1 scale, rate this game a 0.72 out of 1. Thank you for watching. As always, pretend that like button is the side of an assault rifle in Halo CE when you reload, and give it a good slap. Leave us a comment telling us your favorite deli meat, and give us a sub. Good night, and don't forget to trim your toenails.